What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ehsan Khan, and on my channel I help recruiters build successful recruitment companies. I've got over 10 years of experience in recruitment, and every year as a recruiter I've earned over 6 figures using a very specific model which I call the VMS model. So in this video I want to talk about the 6 reasons why now is the best time to start your recruitment agency. 2021 could be the best 12 months of your life. It could be the best investment in your time, in your money, in your business, if you can get it right, if you can create a money machine. And that is what a business is. You put money and your time and blood, sweat and tears into a business, and that multiplies your money, and that creates a funnel of money. It creates a machine that keeps printing you money as long as you are putting in the right things. So that's what a business is. And obviously for a recruitment agency, for a recruitment business, that thing is sending CVs to companies and making matches between hiring managers and actively looking candidates. So the number one reason why right now is the best time to start your recruitment business is because last year we had the pandemic. Well, we're still in the pandemic, but last year the pandemic started. COVID-19 was something that was introduced to the UK, the US in 2020. So February, March time 2020 is when we became aware of COVID-19, its dangers and the potential risks that it meant for people, society and businesses. And as a recruitment business, your business is to serve other businesses, it's B2B. So all that uncertainty created a lot of problems. But now, as we have had multiple lockdowns, we've started to understand how to actually operate with these restrictions. So a lot of businesses, most businesses where it was office based, is now work from home. That's opened up a whole new load of possibilities as well. But the main thing is there are systems, there are processes that are in place in 2021 for businesses to keep growing and keep scaling efficiently without having to be in the office. So if there is a 4th lockdown or a 5th lockdown or a 20th lockdown or whatever it might be, the businesses will understand how to still operate and how to still grow. There's still demand for goods, services, products, software, drivers, whatever it might be in the market. There's still a need for these things. But as I mentioned, most businesses can work from home. So in companies which are IT companies or engineering companies or construction companies, these are still industries which are growing, which are flourishing, which are thriving in the economy that we're still in. People are still making placements, very high fee placements as well in these market conditions. So it is a great time to start. And number 2, the second reason why I say it is the best time for you to start your recruitment agency is, well, because a lot of recruitment agencies closed down last year. There were a lot of businesses that were a couple of years old, and they might not have known what to do in this pandemic, how to handle their business. They may not have been very savvy with their capital in previous years and overspent and didn't have much in the savings, and then they had to close their business down. Or maybe they were in the hospitality industry, and that just completely rocked the hospitality industry. The pandemic shut that whole industry down, and if they weren't able to pivot into another industry, if they hadn't already diversified their niches that they were working within before, then most likely they would have had to shut down. So I think there's a lot of businesses that would have closed down and have either now exited the market and are not opening, or they're looking for another time or waiting for another time. They may have got into other commitments since last year to protect themselves, and now they're still in a mode of instability. So the point is this, is that there has been a vacuum which has been created of recruitment agencies that have closed down. And that means that there is a large opportunity for people like yourself, recruitment agencies like yourself, or potential recruitment agency business owners like yourself, to fill that gap that was created last year with the uncertainty. And now that we have a mode of certainty and we have these processes, it's a good time to get started. Number 3, talking about uncertainty. Last year in 2020, the uncertainty of the first lockdown caused a global panic and confusion. Toilet roll was not left on the shelves, and also one of the major things that happened were there were a lot of redundancies and layoffs. Why? Because of the uncertainty. Businesses didn't know if they would still have that level of demand after or during the pandemic, so they would have laid staff off or given redundancy so that they're not paying salaries during this period where they just don't know what's happening. And imagine hotels, imagine these type of businesses, they would have laid a lot of people off. But I also know in a lot of IT companies, a lot of engineering companies, a lot of construction companies, people would have been laid off because of the uncertainty. They didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't have enough capital. They didn't want to spend the capital on keeping staff, and they just got rid of them. A lot of people were furloughed, a lot of people took voluntary redundancies, all sorts of things. So again, what that has meant is that there is now a gap in skill in companies, and the positions that were laid off and redundancies that were made and people who left during that period of time, those positions are now still needed because the global economy is picking up again. Those companies that had demand before, if they're not in the affected industries such as hospitality, then their level of demand will grow back again, and those positions will be needed to fill. In software companies, in the industry that I work in, the demand has always been there. There was just a period of uncertainty for a couple of months of how do we figure this out, and they figured it out very, very quickly, and companies are growing and scaling. New startups have born and grown. Companies are investing heavily right now. Venture capital companies, they're investing heavily right now. And you just have to look out for the companies that are gonna grow through and after this pandemic. That's all it really is. Don't have too much confusion and chaos about, oh no, this industry is gone now, or recruitment. No. There are always winners and there are always losers in every single market condition. This is just a market condition. Let's put it very crudely. This is just a market condition, and some people are winners and some people are losers. You've seen how Jeff Bezos took 20 years or 20 years, around that, 15, 16 years to make $100 billion. And this year, or last year, 2020 alone, he made another 100 billion. So just in 1 year, he made the equivalent of what he had made in his entire career of owning Amazon. Elon Musk, Tesla, he's now the richest man in the world. So you've got to realize that some people are winners and some people are losers. If you play the stock market, well, you're probably a winner in most cases. And if you didn't play the stock market and you just kept cash, you're probably a loser. So in the same way, when it comes to recruitment, you are just finding the people that are filling the positions in companies that are positioned to win in this market condition and in future market conditions. Sounds complicated, but all it really means is if you do delivery drivers, that's going to be massive because people aren't going out to the shops that much. If you are working with e-commerce developers, that's going to be huge. If you work with any type of mobile developers or software developers, everything is being digitalized. Digital transformation has been accelerated. You know, it's a crazy market right now. The IT market here in the UK, and I know in the US as well, is just going crazy. It's exploding like crazy. So yeah, I just think it's a good time to start for that reason. Reason number 4 is that we are in 2020. How are you not excited to be alive in 2020? This is the easiest time in history for anybody to become an entrepreneur. This is the easiest time in history. Why? Because we have the internet and we have it at scale, and it is normalized in everybody's home, in everybody's business. Everybody has a computer, everybody has a laptop, everybody has a mobile phone. And on top of that, we have softwares, we have technology, we have platforms that allow us to connect and build businesses and to take payments and to secure those payments and all sorts of things that allow us to run a business. And as a recruiter, your job is to find a person and find a person and get that person a job, or find a vacancy and find people to fill that vacancy or those vacancies. So that's your job as a recruiter. And how do you do that? Now, in this day and age, you've got CRM systems, you've got email systems. Let's just talk really basic. You've got email systems. Some companies, when they first started, the company that I first started at, when it first started, they had filing cabinets, lots of paper, lots of manual labor, lots of work, lots of having to literally physically run over or post CVs to companies. It was a very different time, and that's why it was difficult to start a business. But now you can literally go to LinkedIn on a free account, you can click on somebody's name, you can connect with them, you can send them a message, and you can say, hey, do you want to send me your CV and see if I can help you? And a percentage of the people that you contact are going to say, yeah, sure, why not? Here's my CV. And that CV you're going to take, and then you're going to find somebody who is relevant for that particular type of skill set and who hires for that particular type of skill set, and you're going to say, hey, do you think that this person is going to be a good fit for any roles that you're hiring for right now? And they're going to have a look and they're going to say, yeah, why not? And it was so easy because you found the person on LinkedIn, they emailed you their CV, or they just sent it to you through LinkedIn, you forwarded it on through your email or through your CRM system, the person looked at it, 2 seconds, the whole transaction time from end to end could be half a day, could be an hour, could be 10 minutes, it could be instant. That is what the internet has done. It has allowed us to work a process at immense scale. So you have a process, find CV, find vacancy, match together, charge. That's it. And the internet has allowed us to do that. So now is the easiest time for you to start a business. When I was sitting at my desk working, when I started my first job in recruitment 10 years ago, I was sitting at my desk and I said to myself, I'm building the database. I'm finding the managers, I'm finding their contact details, I'm adding them to this database, I'm finding the CVs, I'm downloading the CVs, I'm storing it onto the database, I'm talking to each of these candidates, I'm leaving contact commentary on each of these candidates as I'm speaking to them, so it's a list of history of conversations that I've had with them. I'm sending these CVs out. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm negotiating the deals. I'm even talking about the payments to the payment teams and the credit controllers of these companies. And I just thought to myself, hey, hold on a second. Why am I actually working for somebody else? Why am I working for somebody else doing this? And really the only reason why people do it for somebody else is because maybe they like the stability of working for a company, they want to have a salary and a commission and they're happy with that. But for me, I wasn't happy with that. I wanted to live a different type of lifestyle. I wanted to live a lifestyle where I was in control of where I was and what I was doing and how much money I was making. And I didn't want to make money and give a portion off, a really significant portion of that money back to a company. When I looked at all the costs, I just thought to myself, I'm probably going to be paying, £400 or £500 a month, but I'm going to be taking home £8,000, £9,000, £10,000 on a single deal. And if I do 2 or 3 of those, 3 or 4 of those, you're looking at 30, 40, £50,000 every single month. And my input, my investment would only be around about £400 or £500 a month for everything that I needed. So I thought to myself, that doesn't sound too bad. So that's why I started my first recruitment business. That's why I left my recruitment company, the job that I was working in, and set up my first business. Because for me, I just said, well, if I just plug in the same system, the same process that I'm doing when I'm working for this company, if I stick to the same daily KPIs, the same targets I'm working to at the moment, and I follow the same process, then surely I'm gonna get the same results. And that's exactly what happened. So that's now what I'm teaching in the Money Making Academy. If you want to know more about that, there is more information in the description below. But now let's get into reason number 5. So reason number 5, like we were talking about with technology, it's allowed us to work from home. So like most of these other businesses that we're hiring for, that we recruit for, they are remote roles because of the lockdown. You yourself can work remotely. How many of you are potentially going to an office right now? Or maybe you're working from home but working for somebody else, and there's always that thought in your mind that, are they going to tell me to come into the office as soon as this lockdown is done? And maybe you don't feel safe about that. Or maybe you want to travel, maybe you want to be somebody else, be somewhere else right now. You know, get a bit of sun, and you know, you don't really want to work in your bedroom at home where it's cold, and you know what I mean? Like you just want that freedom. So maybe that's who you are. But either way, it's a life where you are in control of where you want to be. And in these uncertain times, in these very scary, dangerous times that we're living in, quite frankly, I think it's just a better option for you to be able to know that you can work from home as long as you want, or you can work anywhere else in the world, you know, using your laptop and using an internet connection, because you run your own business and you run your own recruitment business. And that ties into reason number 6, which is you have control over your own life, your own destiny. It will give you the life that you had always dreamed of, wanted, desired. You'll have the capital and you'll have the freedom, as we mentioned in point 5, to control where you want to be. So it's really important, and I think now more than ever is the easiest time, the most important time, and the best time to become a business owner. And I suppose the last thing that I can say about this point is, as a business owner, you not only take the full share of whatever's coming into the company, every single penny that is earned is technically yours, it's the business's, but it's yours. And not only do you get more, but your taxes are more efficient, so you can actually keep more of your money at the end of each year than if you were an employee earning the equivalent. So let's say, for example, you earn £100,000 or dollars as a salary, and as a business owner you took home £100,000 or dollars for your recruitment business. You would be taxed significantly less as a business owner than you would be as an employee. So you would actually take more home at the end of each year. So for me, I think it's a no-brainer, guys. I think you should really focus on your business. You should really focus on gaining a process for you to be able to become a successful recruitment business owner. And yes, there is a formula for success as a recruitment business owner. And if you'd like to know more about that, and if you'd like to be mentored by myself, then make sure that you click on the links below and we can have a discussion about whether you would be a good fit for my coaching program called the Money Making Academy. And it's called the Money Making Academy quite simply because it is a formula that you plug in yourself, your own work, your own action, and you will get the results. It is a formula, a process that I have been using for the last 10 years, and as a recruiter I have always earned multiple 6 figures. So make sure that you check that out, and I hope to either speak to you on the phone or see you on the next video. And if you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe to this video, you like the video, and you leave a comment with something that you thought, something that this might have helped you with, or potentially if you have a question that you want me to answer, leave it in the comments below and maybe I'll make a video about it. Peace.